The image of Blake Lively as the sole visionary behind Betty Buzz is hitting a massive snag. Between whispers of co-ownership complications with Ryan Reynolds and a legal landscape that's turning into a minefield, the shady truth is beginning to bubble to the surface. Blake has leaned heavily into the narrative that Betty Buzz was her baby, a non-alcoholic mixer born from her own sobriety and desire for better ingredients. However, business registries and investor whispers tell a slightly more crowded story. While Blake is the face, the company is deeply intertwined with Maximum Effort, the creative agency and production powerhouse owned by her husband, Ryan Reynolds. While there's nothing inherently wrong with a husband and wife team, the branding of Betty Buzz as a solo boss babe venture has started to feel a bit disingenuous to investors. Investors didn't just put money into a sparkling soda, they put money into the myth of Blake Lively. When the strings are being pulled by a larger corporate entity co-run by Reynolds, the independent woman narrative starts to fray. Reliable sources within the investor circle suggest that the lack of transparency regarding the operational roles has led to a clash of the titans scenario. If Blake is the CEO of Vibes and Ryan's team is the CEO of operations, who actually answers to the people holding the checks? It's like buying a handmade quilt only to find out it was stitched by a high-tech robot in your neighbor's garage. It's still a quilt, but the story you bought is a lie. Does this lack of transparency stop at the boardroom door, or does it bleed into how they handle their Hollywood peers? You might think a beverage dispute is dry, but wait until you see how this corporate tension spilled over onto the set of the year's most controversial movie. If you've been on TikTok lately, you've seen the It Ends With Us drama. What was supposed to be a somber, impactful adaptation of Colleen Hoover's novel about domestic abuse turned into a floral-themed promotion for Betty Buzz. Blake's decision to cross-promote her drinks during a press tour for a movie about trauma was widely panned as tone-deaf. It was a desperate move to appease investors who are demanding higher margins. The rift between Blake Lively and director co-star Justin Baldoni wasn't just about creative differences. Insiders suggest that the tension was fueled by the Lively Reynolds internal marketing machine. Baldoni reportedly felt that the film was being hijacked to serve the Betty Buzz and Maximum Effort brands, rather than the story itself. The narrative being pushed against Baldoni may have been a calculated mean girl distraction to cover up the fact that the Lively Reynolds empire is facing internal pressure from their own partners. Is it possible that the villainizing of Justin Baldoni was a strategic move to keep Blake's boss babe image intact while her business was actually under fire? The answer lies in a lawsuit that is currently sending shockwaves through Hollywood. Reports are surfacing that key investors in Betty Buzz are reaching their breaking point. The shady truth? They feel the brand has become too reliant on celebrity stunts and not enough on business substance. Investors are worried that the Lively Reynolds brand is spread too thin. Between gin, Mint Mobile, soccer teams, and soda, the magic touch is starting to feel like a grab for cash. The lawsuit isn't just a boring piece of litigation, it's a battle for the soul of the company. On one side, you have the boss babe who wants to control the narrative. On the other, you have the people who actually want to see a return on their millions, and they're starting to think Blake and Ryan are more of a liability than an asset. The situation with Justin Baldoni was the first crack in the porcelain. The lawsuit is the sledgehammer. As more details emerge about the financial instability and the shady co-ownership deals, the public perception of Blake Lively is shifting from aspirational queen to corporate strategist. Can Blake Lively pivot her way out of this? Can she save Betty Buzz from the very investors who helped build it? Or is the buzz about to go silent? What do you think? The truth is rarely simple, but it's always entertaining. Join the conversation. Share this article and let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We're dying to hear your take on the shady side of the Lively Reynolds empire.